technology and the changes. And Rucien is the person that will speak to us about that, and hopefully everybody will, after this event, be a pro in the digital marketing. Thank you, Rucien.
Thank you, Leslyn. And I just want to say that I think it's probably the first actual business event that I attend where someone prays before the time. And it really put me at ease. Because I think coming up, having a challenge with the connection and the TV, it throws you off a bit. And starting off like that really puts you at ease, and it's a great setting to an event.
And it's not that we are all women here, that you interpret.
No. I actually, when I spoke to Leslyn, I asked her and I said, am I allowed to come and speak because it's a woman in tourism event, or it's positioned in that way? And she said, no, it's fine. You also have men part of the association. So and then I felt also at ease. But what I wanted to say was that I think with that, and I just want to get a show of hands, who had their business before COVID? So 2019 or 2018? 2006. And who still has their business after COVID? So I just want to, for 10 seconds, just give yourselves a round of applause for 10 seconds, just 10 seconds. Thank you. So I think that with digital marketing, it's a very important aspect to talk about, especially in the year 2024. So I'm going to go through the presentation. Any questions that you have, I ask that you please note it down, and I'll address it after the talk. I'll still be here after the event once you complete, and then we can have a conversation and engage. But digital marketing is a very important aspect, and I want to share with you a bit of background and a bit of information just on myself so that you know who I am, and you're not guessing who is this guy and where does he come from. So a lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually a certified coach and trainer for one-on-one. I was certified by the Combined Skills Group. I'm part of the Tygerberg chapter committee group. My colleague Ilana, she is here as well. So we serve together on that committee group. We are part of the northern suburbs. So all areas that is under the northern suburbs, Bellville, Kuils River, Durbanville, Boston, Paddo, Goodwood, Brackenfell, I think that's the last one. We are responsible for the members and for the businesses under that area, and we put together various events and initiatives geared towards business people. So whether they want to connect, whether they want to engage, whether they want to network, we are kind of responsible for that area. Michelle, I think, is responsible for the
I used to be.
Oh, okay, used to be, okay.
My business partner, Shireen's involved now.
There we go, Shireen on here, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I come from the insurance and fitness industries, 15 years marketing experience, where I worked with brands, building it from the bottom up. And so I really understand the importance of marketing, the strategies, the tactics, the reasons why you do things, how to do it, how to implement it, worked with CEOs, with founders, and then founded Spot Media in the year 2017. I founded Spot Media based on the research where I interviewed business owners in Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durbanville. And in October, I then found that they are challenged with time, skills, and knowledge, those three aspects. And that is how Spot Media was born. And so we serve clients from a various number of industries, travel and tourism, technology, finance, NGO, NPO spaces. And we really try to engage our clients, try to understand the needs, try to build those relationships with them. When we talk about digital marketing and we talk to individuals and entrepreneurs, they often think it's social media, but it's not only social media. Social media is only one tool available to you. And so the next slide really gives you an indication of the various tools available to you. You have newsletters, websites, influencers, social media, as mentioned before, blogs, Google AdWords, online PR, and then video, last tool. So that's 9 tools available to you that you can use to grow your business and to market more effectively. Some of the tools I'm going to touch on now in depth and going to share a bit more information on them. Some of them I'm not going to touch on so much due to time. But let's tap into the first tool, newsletters. So by a show of hands, anyone has a newsletter that goes out once a month? Anyone has a newsletter that goes out twice a month? Anyone has a newsletter that goes out 3 times a month? Okay, Lana, I thought you're gonna raise your hand again. So the reason why we punt newsletters and why we actually speak about it is because it's another avenue and another method for you that you can use to communicate with your clients. So always think about what happens if social media goes down. What happens if there's a day where WhatsApp doesn't work? What happens if there's a day when your website is, maybe the company that's hosting your website is having issues? You have another means of communication. And for those who do not have newsletters, here are 3 platforms that you can use that are free, depending on the amount of subscribers. So the first one is MailChimp, up to 500 subscribers or connections on the platform. That's free. The second one is HubSpot, up to 2,500 subscribers. And the third one is Brevo, up to 2,000 subscribers. So that's free. If you go beyond that, there will be a paid version involved. I see you squinting your eyes.
Yeah, I left the glasses at home. That's why I just take a picture and enlarge it as well.
Yeah, perfect. So we've got MailChimp, we've got HubSpot, and we've got Brevo, 3 platforms that offers you a free version. So you don't have to pay for it. You can sign in, you can register, and you can start using it tomorrow, which I know all of you are going to do. A couple of examples I just want to share with you with regards to the newsletters and how we are using it. So first example is Spot Media. Sorry, I know you can't see from the back because of the distance. But what we did was we started a campaign where we started interviewing creators and influencers on marketing. And we're talking about what are the marketing trends in the year 2024. So it's called Marketing in the Present. So we sent out a newsletter basically educating our followers or educating our subscribers. Second example is our client Ikasi Creative. So they run programs in rural communities teaching youth on how to use video. And they've moved to a new premises in Pinelands in Ndambeni. So we used their newsletter to inform their stakeholders, their sponsors, their donors. Third example is an example of how do you actually obtain people's contact details if you are wanting to build your database. So Nedbank partnered with J Something. Everybody aware of who J Something is? A few nods. There we go, yeah. Everybody knows Mikasa, but not really J. And so J partnered with Nedbank as well as UCook. And what they did was they ran a campaign where Nedbank then said that if you subscribe or you sign up as a private client to their private banking sector, you then stand a chance to win a J Something and UCook cooking and food experience.
Is it still open?
No, I think it's closed. I think it was last year sometime they ran the campaign. And first 2 examples. One, how do you educate? How do you inform? Third example is how do you actually grab or try to gain email addresses. And so with regards to the Nedbank campaign, you need to click on a certain button. And if you want to get someone to contact you, you need to provide your email address, your contact details. So it's a hook that they have. Websites who have a blog find that they receive a 55% increase in traffic. Websites who have a blog. So quick question, who has a blog on their website? Who has a blog or a news tab on their website? You know, I'm surprised. Only 2 hands, 3 hands, I'm worried. Gonna have to do some work here. So a blog or a news tab it's a certain section on your website and it allows you to upload information on their articles. So simple example, I know I saw it on your website as an example, 5 wine estates to visit in Stellenbosch. So that's a blog. So when you click on it, it gives you a written overview of the fine wine estates to visit in Stellenbosch. But what it does is that when you are searching online or you're searching in Google and you're searching for that specific article, or you're searching for a specific term, or you're looking for something, that will pop up. But the catch is you need to do it consistently. It needs to be done month in and month out. So I'm going to be chatting a bit about that at the later stage, because I do have a specific, a last slide that touches on your industry in particular. This slide, we pulled it from the internet. The number one site in the world out of the top 50 is Google. 85.1 billion visits. Google. And the 4 others are all social media sites. So you've got YouTube, you've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, and then you've got Instagram, ranked in the top 5. I don't want to go to where the others are lying with regards to in the top 10, because it's very scary when you look at it from a, you're laughing because you probably know what I'm going to say. Yeah, so let's not go there. But Google, number one site in the world. So what does this mean for you? If Google is the number one site in the world and people are going to the search engine to search for information, you need to be feeding your website. You need to be feeding your website with information and changing it constantly in order to be found online. That's why I shared the specific slide, so that you can just see and have a different perspective on why is it so important to actually update your website on a regular basis. And having a blog on it or a news tab allows you to do that. 72% of millennials and Gen Z follow influencers on social media. So millennials, they are between the ages of, anybody? Close. So millennials, okay. So millennials are between the ages, because I hear everybody shouting, millennials are between the ages of 24 and 40. Between the ages of 24 and 40. Hi, morning, hi, hello. Morning. And Gen Z are between the ages of?
41 and 65.
No, younger, yeah. Yes, yeah. So you're looking at predominantly between the ages of 13 and 27. That's Gen Z. But it shows you that between the ages of 12 and 40, there's a big market who are following influencers. So I want to share with you a couple of examples of how we've tapped into influencer marketing. First example is Corner Wine Farm. You might know them. They're close by here in Stellenbosch. We started an influencer campaign with them, and we reached out to radio personalities. One of the first campaigns we ran was with Sugar. The second one was with Shirley Bardens, yeah, Shirley Bardens, there we go. And so what Sugar would do is Sugar would visit the wine farm, she would experience the wine farm, she would experience the food, she would go for wine tasting, and she would post about that on her social media platforms. So she would share video content, she would share images based on her experience on her social media platforms. So she already has a captive audience, and now she's sharing that experience with that captive audience. Second example is Vibe Studios. Vibe Studios is a spa in Claremont that was liquidated during the year of COVID 2020, unfortunately. But in 2019, we started with an influencer campaign. We launched it with them, and we had influencers come to and visit the spa, experience the service, and then post about it on their socials. So I hope you're thinking, because I'm going to touch on it a little bit later as well with regards to influencer marketing and how you can use it. Good morning. So there are 3 different ranks of influencers. You get your macro, which is above 100,000 followers. And then you have your micro, which is between 1,000 and 100,000 followers. And then you have your nano. The nano are under 1,000 followers. So your macro are these actors, celebrities, sports celebrities. Your micro is fairly, you know them, but they're not as famous. They're probably on a local TV show. And then your nano, they kind of have a presence online and they have high engagement on their social media platforms. We operate in the micro space and we try to work with influencers because you have more negotiating power, they're more eager to partner with you, to collaborate with you. But I'll share with you a bit later on how you can actually go about implementing it. 42%, the next tool will touch on social media. 42% of social media users, they are on the platform to research and to discover new products and services. So I often get this and I think to myself, why is this happening? Because my wife sends me links, but the links that she sends me from Instagram is on accommodation, it's on restaurants, it's on places that the kids can go to. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I don't do this, obviously because I'm doing different things on social media, but it shows me that she's on the platform looking at products, looking at services, looking at what is it that she can buy, looking at what is it that she can experience. So once again, it's an indication to us that the platforms have evolved from starting from text. Can everybody remember when Facebook was only text? It then evolved into image, then evolved and transitioned into video. But with that transitioning and evolvement, you are now able to sell on the platforms. A couple of examples I would like to share with you on how we've used social media. First example is NB Financial Freedom. They are a debt consolidation company. So besides posting content on a weekly basis, you post content which is organic. That's maybe on a Monday, or maybe on a Tuesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday. There's also an ad that we set up and run. So the ad basically is targeted towards a specific province, towards specific people and individuals. And what we did with that ad specifically was, for those who want to have an assessment, they need to provide the contact details, the addresses, where they live, the province in which they are situated, and that information we download on the back end and we send that to the client. So only we see it and only the client sees it, no one else. That's the first example. Second example is our client, Paul Itzerot, which is from Kaidi Business Consulting and Life Coaching. What we did here was she would share her opinions and her views on why she thinks it's important to network. Why is it important for your personal brand to network? Why is it important for you as a business owner to network? And the lessons learned from that. That's the second example. Third example, Usapo Foundation, they a NGO based in the northern suburbs. They have radio interviews and they have events. And so we integrate that with the social media platforms. So never isolate your platforms. Integrate them together. That's the best marketing strategy that you can have based on my experience. And so 3 different ways on how we're using social media. The first one is trying to get people's information. The second one is sharing your thoughts and your opinions on and expressing yourself as a thought leader in your industry. And then third example is sharing the events that you are attending, the interviews that you are engaged in that's outside your organization but about your organization. Online PR, 61% of marketers assert that growing online PR, SEO, is going to be an important aspect for your business and for your brand in the year 2024. Anybody familiar with online PR? Do you know how it works? More or less. Okay. So I'm going to share a bit about that in my bonus slide with you on how you can actually go about it for your specific industry. I want to share with you a couple of examples that we've done. So this is a client, DigiToken. They are based in Johannesburg, and what they did was they created an app for the township community. Because what they found was people were still going to the ATM, drawing cash, going to the shops to pay for their policies, to pay for their DSTV accounts to update it. So they created an app where people can pay for it through the app. But the problem with this is the trust, credibility, because it's technology. And you know, if you like to do something for years, now you have something new coming into the market, you're going to be very hesitant. And so we tapped into the online PR tool for them, And within 6 months, we generated 8 pieces of online content for the brand and on the founders on why they're actually doing this, what's the reasons behind it, and how it can actually benefit people. So online PR is a great effective tool for you to build trust, to build credibility, but also to generate awareness in the market in which you find yourself in. Video, I cannot stress this enough, but video is an important tool in the year 2024. 90% or 95% of the information you are able to recall it when you are watching video or when you have seen a video. And it's only because of the brain. The brain has been made in a certain way that allows you to remember information. And that's why when it comes to children, pictures are so important. When you are teaching them, it allows them to remember certain things and certain messages down the line versus the text. And so when it comes to video, I often think of two sides. I think of us as people, where we consume video. So you sit on your phone and you're on Facebook and you scroll, or you're on TikTok and you get caught in a video, and you probably like 20 minutes, half an hour later, okay, I need to get back to work. So that's the one side. The other side is where you can actually create video for your business, for your guest house, for your B&B, for your tour agency, and actually be the one creating the video, putting out the content where other people are viewing. So we kind of need to also think about how do we change ourselves as individuals going forward, and how we are running our businesses and putting ourselves out there, and not only being consumers of the content. A couple of examples I want to share with you here on video is one of the campaigns that we ran with Kano Wine Farm was a Father's Day campaign. And so we said, let the fathers come have lunch. After your lunch, you're going to get a chance to come and go in the putt-putt course, and you'll get one chance to hit a hole-in-one. If you get a hole-in-one, you then go into a draw to win a bottle of wine. This video is their highest performing video, generated more than 7,100 views. Still the best performing video today. This was on Instagram. The second example is the debt consolidation company, where we tapped into TikTok and we created a simple video of 5 ways to reduce your debt. So it's less than 30 seconds, and it basically just explains you what are the 5 ways to reduce your debt. So it's got a caption, it's got its heading, it's got information, how do you actually go about it, and then it's got a call to action. Who do you contact for help if you want to reduce your debt? Generated more than 24,000 views on TikTok. Simple video, less than 30 seconds. Third example, new client that we just onboarded now recently. They are based in Johannesburg. They offer internet service in Johannesburg, and we tapped into TikTok for them as well. 1,600 views, a simple video that basically just informs users and followers of what do they do, what are the features. They are affordable. Their connection is efficient. Fast internet speeds. So 3 short examples, and all 3 of these videos are short. So think about it when it comes to your business, your B&B or tour agency, and how you can actually use video, which I'll chat on in a bit. Before going to a restaurant, who reads the Google reviews? Who checks Google reviews before going to a restaurant?
I do.
Does the menu count?
Yeah, check the menu. Check the menu. So I think probably 70% of your hands went up here. So I do it all the time. I check Google reviews. I see what are people saying. Leslie, and I've done it with you. I've checked what are people saying about Stay More. I've checked. So I always check Google reviews because it helps you to see what are other people saying. What are other people saying that has experienced the product, the service. So having a process in place, which I'm going to touch on now in a bit, is important for. It doesn't matter if you're running a B&B, if you're running a guest house, if you're running a tour agency. The next bonus slide is a slide that I'm going to touch on various tools that I do believe you should be using in the year 2024. The first one is social media. So I'm not just mentioning social media for the sake of mentioning it. I think what is important is that you need to kind of understand who is your market, who are the people that is coming to your guest house, who is experiencing, who is inquiring. And then you need to figure out, so which platform is ideal for that audience or for your market. So is it TikTok? Are they younger? Are they older? Is it going to be more on Facebook? Because Facebook is more older generation that's on there at the moment. So these are the steps that you need to take before going on to and before opening up social media profiles. The challenge that we often see here is that people start opening up profiles. They open up a Facebook, an Instagram, a LinkedIn, a TikTok, and then they're not sure where to go, and they become overwhelmed, and the platforms become stagnant because there's no strategy in place, there's no process in place to actually manage it, and not understanding. So first understand who your target audience is, and then have a look at the platform to see, okay, which platforms are ideal for me to get involved in and to create content. Secondly is a Google My Business. So very important to have a Google My Business profile, but not only to have it on Google. You actually need to have a process in place where it's updated regularly. And why I mentioned the Google reviews is because the Google reviews also helps you with search engine optimization. It helps you to be found online. So the more Google reviews you have, the better. And not only having Google reviews that says 3 months ago or 2 months ago, having Google reviews that says 1 month ago or a few weeks ago someone reviewed you. Because if I go to a page and I see that someone only reviewed this 6 months ago, then I ask questions. Is this business, do they still exist? What's happening here? So in order to avoid doubt, make sure that you have a process in place, whether it is someone checking out on the same day and there is an email that gets sent to them straight away. Because remember, when someone checks out on that day, and I'm just saying checking out because it might be different for some of you, that person is so excited. That person is happy. You made their day, you made their weekend, you made their week. You put them in a better place than what they were. They are excited. And so why not get them to review at that moment or a couple of minutes later or a few hours later when they get home, send them an email, have a process in place where they can just click on the link, click on the Facebook link, write a recommendation, write a review, click on the Google link, write a review, write a recommendation. Not wait days later, weeks later, the person, they're back at work, they're again stressed, now they're getting an email from you. Do it the same day. They say strike while the iron is hot. Or even have a QR code. So have a QR code where they're able to scan it immediately just with their phone, it opens up, able to recommend a review straight away. Influencer marketing. So how do you actually go about this? Once again, think about the type of influencer that you want to partner with. So one of the clients that we worked with was a travel agency, Grandia Travel, and they offered cruises. These lovely cruises that everybody's going on now. I think Bok Radio's got one this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. And they partnered with Minkie van der Westhuizen. So we set up the whole partnership with Minkie van der Westhuizen. Minkie van der Westhuizen, before going on the trip, she would promote it. So we said, Minkie, here's a cruise. Go on the cruise, but before you go on the cruise, speak about it, promote it to your followers. Then when you're on the cruise, showcase what it is that you are doing with your family. You can still enjoy your time, just make sure you have a couple of segments where you're showcasing your family. And then lastly, then speak about it afterwards. So what was your overall experience about the cruise? And so Minkie went on to the cruise, and the whole partnership and agreement was a trade exchange. So Minkie got the cruise in exchange for sharing content on her social media pages. And obviously, there are details with regards to how many posts, how many pieces of video content you would like. I mean, that is obviously with the client, what they would prefer, and versus what Minkie can take on. Because if Minkie is already involved with another travel agency, they won't get involved with someone who's competing. So look at the influencers that you can partner with, micro influencers, and offer them a one-night stay, offer them a two-night stay, offer them a tour, take them on a tour, and in exchange, ask them to post about their experience, because they already have an engaged community, already have an engaged following. So quickly moving on to the last two websites, important, have a blog, make sure that you have, that you write content on a regular basis. I would say 2 to 4 blogs per month, 2 to 4 blogs per month, and update that onto your website. So speak to your web designer, make sure that they are able to assist you with regards to the updates so that you don't also have to incur additional costs. Lastly, online PR. So look at the magazines or media publications that gear towards your specific industry. Contact editors, contact journalists, contact people within the media industry, and offer them a one-night stay, a two-night stay, whatever is suitable for you, in exchange for an article on their experience. So these are the 5 tools that I do think is going to be important for your industry that you can tap into. Remember, with social media, the video segment, there is video that comes into that. But my hope for you is that you not only listening to what I'm saying and found it very insightful, but that you actually going to execute and going to implement 1 or 2 going forward. That's the action is the most important part, not only the listening. But thank you so much for your time. That's me. Really appreciate being here this morning, and hope you found this segment valuable.